even before 21, and to a lady that came from high profile background. So, and that she has been seriously instrumental to Keshi's success.
Because you married at 21.
Right.
He married earlier. Was that the norm at that time for your set of footballers? We're making some money. What are we waiting for? Was that the norm? Let's get married.
Well, not really. When you find a heartthrob that things goes well and both families agree, because you don't play any hide and seek game then. So, and you want to be focused on this job, because mind you, we also went to Europe early. And when you're in Europe, there's no time to, excuse my language, to mess around. So if you have a girlfriend, it's purely your girlfriend.
Right.
They don't see you with two persons. Otherwise, the management of clubs start thinking twice. And you.
That's how it was then.
Yeah, they can easily offload it. It's still the same now, because you can't be indisciplined when you're playing for Chelsea.
True.
Yeah. So if you know it with Maria or Rose or Bimbola, it has to be that person.
No, but it must have changed, because I won't name names. If you force me, I can name the name. I saw a Nigerian footballer before a match in Lagos was driving a beautiful Range Rover Sport.
Where is he playing?
Where is the footballer playing? Yeah. He was playing in England at the time.
Okay.
And I saw him with 2 or 3 girls in the car
before
a match.
Maybe he gave them a ride or something.
Yeah, right. Doors open, music, drinks.
No.
Having a good time.
I don't think so.
If you force me, I can tell you the name.
I don't think. No, you don't have.
Yes.
Yes.
He's in town. They want to get some money from Big Brother and stuff like that.
Okay. You were pretty focused in your time. Keshi, we've seen, was pretty focused in his time. Amokachi, we've seen, because you got 2 grown kids. How many kids do you have?
I have 3.
3 of them.
Yeah.
And the youngest should be what? Maybe 15, 16?
No. I just had 6. It's only turned 6 in December.
So all the goals you didn't score as a defender, you're scoring now.
Exactly.
Oh, fantastic! We love it. Okay, we like it. But here's the thing: you've got fantastic footballers for Nigeria. You had a good club career, like such as yourself. But your kids are not playing football. You guys don't actively push them to play football.
No, I see. One thing I've come to realize is education is very, very important. Nobody's stopping any of his kids not to do anything. Daniel's kids are playing right now.
But they're in school now.
They're in school.
Like we just saw.
Yeah, I'm in school because I am very close to Daniel. So I know, what he has invested in those kids' education. But he's not stopping them from playing.
Right.
Because they also play to Everton Academy. So they are going to continue to play, if possible, if they really actually have the talent. My first daughter was playing basketball because my wife played basketball.
Right.
And like I said, my 3rd kid is only 6 years old. I would try. First, after education, definitely has to take part in sports. But
would you push him to play football?
I would try.
You try?
I would try.
Right.
So we can look forward to another series of verse.
Possible.
Chuka, you do radio. Nobody wants to know your lifestyle, but I'll ask you anyway. What do you do before and after a show? Do you see these footballers in their lives and say to yourself, my goodness, I wish I could do this?
Yes, when I was a kid, I was like that. I actually, like all our peers, they would say, I actually tried to play football until the proverbial injury cut short.
Right. I can see that you try to play football. You look like a footballer.
But truthfully, every kid then wanted to play football. You get back from school, you pick up the ball, you run to the field, you play. But as you grow older and the influence of your parents on you, you begin to, make decisions. Do I go on? Do I stop? And along the line, your parents' decisions tend to take the upper hand.
All right, okay. But nobody really wants to know what Chuka does. He's not a footballer. We don't want to know his lifestyle. But we've got Coach Egwavani here. You were a player, you're a coach. There's all of these arguments about wives and girlfriends of our footballers, Super Eagles. Should they take their wives and girlfriends to Brazil? Do you think they should take their wives and girlfriends to Brazil?
Well, I'll give my opinion. And I want to also hear from Chuka also.
Right.
So if we're going to agree. But it depends. Depends. Because when we went to the USA 94 World Cup, we took our wives. And the ones that had fiancés also took their fiancés, but no girlfriends.
What if it's a girlfriend that's not yet a fiancé, but you guys have been, together for quite a while?
I won't allow that. But again, when you go into research, there was one book I read on this Brazilian coach. The wives of the players were in 2000 not 2002, 2006 World Cup. Yes, I think I remember. Psychologically, it helps. But the wives and the fiancés don't stay in the same hotel with the players. So if I'm Eagles coach today, I would say yes. But for the fact that they stay in different hotels, yes.
So when would you normally allow them to interact?
A day after the game.
After every game, a day after every game.
After every game.
But not before a game.
No.
Right. Okay, Chuka, what do you think? Should wives and girlfriends go to Brazil?
Believe me, it's Brazil.
That Brazilian hair.
I completely and totally vote for wives and girlfriends go to Brazil. Any other country I might be in between, but it's Brazil, my brother. There's too much temptation there. Too much distractions.
Won't they be distracted with wives and girlfriend?
No, they won't. Just to add to what Chuka said now, the security is very, very tight. There is no way if you're not FIFA, if you don't have the accreditation, you can't come into a hotel. If you are part of a Nigerian team or the Japanese team or the Iranian team, you leave your accreditation card somewhere, you won't even be allowed to go into a hotel or to a stadium.
Also, let me take you up here.
You've seen things happen.
I've seen things happen. I've been to international tournaments outside this country, and I have seen Super Eagles players like Timson. Let me not mention names. If these players want to get females into their room,
they will get.
They will.
See, look at Coach's smile. He's remembering his time. I can bet you're remembering your time. I'm not saying, madam, I'm not saying you did anything, but I can bet you're remembering your time. You must have seen players who will say, he has snuck somebody in.
No, I'm not doubting that. But if the wives and girlfriends are in there, so my question to Chuka now is, where are they going to be accommodated?
Right. Now that's a good question because here's the thing. A lot of the hotels might be taken up.
Yes, they can be put outside the hotel. Yeah. That's not even what I'm talking about. I've seen after games at night where somehow they just manage to organize it.
They're young men, aren't they? They're young men.
Your wife and your fiance is somewhere in another hotel close by, and you decide to take somebody else in your room. Then,
but you're a young man. Young men by their nature,
we are
senseless.
Because it's Brazil.
Yes,
because it's Brazil. Okay.
And for the love of God, this tournament is 3 weeks. They can abstain for 3 weeks.
Man. All right, guys. Hot Sports Locker Room Extra. We cannot go without talking this segment. We call it Talking Turf.
You know what? Before any of these players started playing, I have seen money. I have money. I have been in the game before they came. And I don't think any of them can give me enough money that will satisfy my hunger. Ike Uche was with me in Nations Cup. Inside me, I said I will not speak about Ike Uche's affair anymore. But because of this you brought up, I want to talk. In the past, probably they've been doing it, some coaches been doing it, but there's one coach sitting right here. One. Stephen Okechukwu Keshi, CEO. You can't bribe me. You cannot give me anything to entice me. I have seen a lot of people come around with monies. Please bring my pillar in. I didn't come to Nigeria for money. If I want to go for money, a small country like Equatorial Guinea pay me 4 times than what Nigeria is paying.
Coach Stephen Keshi says, no player can bribe me. Let me go with the coach in here. We know it happens. It's not just here. So let's not make it look like it's a Nigerian thing. It's almost everywhere there's football played. You have players who want to be in the team who will try to induce the coach or the handlers with whatever. But Keshi saying nobody can bribe me.
In Africa?
In Africa.
I don't know about that. It's strange to me. But I think sometimes our journalists are going overboard, by asking such direct questions. Probably, if things like that has been happening to past coaches, that, they will have, that's an alibi to now say, okay, we'll have to ask such a direct question. I think that question came when Uche Kechukwu was dropped, and then people started, raising eyebrows and started asking questions. And then Kechu came out and said, no player can bribe me. And we should respect him and accept that. I don't think any player.
Has anybody tried to bribe you before?
No.
Did you ever try to bribe anybody?
No way.
Right, you were too good to
no
bribe.
way.
Serious?
No way. No.
Come on, you were first on the list.
I tell you something. 2003, when I was on the 17th coach in Abeokuta, on the 17th, you have thousands of players.
Right.
And we were in the stadium, and somebody called me and said, listen, I have a boy who can play football. So okay, let him bring him in. You can't shut the door on the 17 players. You never know when you find another JJ or another Mikel. So the boy came and he was holding a brown envelope. And I said, well, what's in there? He said, no, my uncle said I should give it to you. I said, no, open it, let me see. People were there. He said, no. I said, open it. Then he opened it. It was, 500 naira notes in it. I said, okay, you know what?
It was facts.
Yeah. I said, you won't even train.
You told him he wouldn't train?
Yeah, you won't even train anymore. So take your envelope and go back to Lagos. And the boy, he went back to Lagos. The uncle called me and said, listen, you can do that with other persons, but not with me. I didn't even allow the boy to train again.
Because you are not hungry. They've been...
No,
because you're like me. You're a journalist.
I don't think so.
I don't want to agree that it's about hunger.
No,
I would tend to believe it's about principles.
Yeah.
Yes, we've heard coaches, we've heard stories of coaches, especially when you see players in a team and you begin to wonder how that player got into that team. And such stories coming, or when a player that you expect to make a team is not there. Of course, such stories come out. It happened with Stephen Keshi when he was in Togo, when he had that fallout with Adebayo. But for me, it's all about principles. If you're a focused coach, if you're a coach that wants to succeed, then you will agree that nobody will be able to bribe you. And for me, I think Stephen Keshi is somebody who wants to succeed. He's focused. And if you look at the kind of players he's even picking, it should be enough to tell you that this man can be bribed.
But to be fair to national team coaches, you hear these stories not about national team coaches. It's usually the amateur level, and that's where you usually hear these stories. Because like what happens if that was even a national team? You get maybe local clubs where the parents or the uncles that really want them to go play.
Yes,
that's where it happens.
We cannot deny that it happens.
And it's not just a Nigerian thing, because people listening or watching will say, this Nigeria again. It's almost a global thing.
Yes, it's almost a global thing. That's why we have sports betting, match fixing, and all that. But we can't deny that it doesn't happen. But if Keshi says that no one can bribe him.
No one can bribe him.
Let's take him by his word until we see it happen.
All right. So, Saraslo, Coach Augustine, everyone. I cannot stop thanking you. Loved you when you played football. I still can't forgive you for giving Baggio that penalty in '94, but I'll let it go. Was that ball to hand?
No, it wasn't ball to hand. Well, I'll say they played on my intelligence. I can explain it.
You put your hand out.
No, it was not ball to hand.
Right.
These guys were so experienced, and when Roberto Baggio actually chips that ball over me, I had Chidiwano behind me who was supposed to tell me, leave the ball for me.
Exactly.
Go and take that tip and play. You say it. But he didn't say nothing. And Benarivo caught across my face and he stood. So because I was keeping eye contact with the ball, I bumped into Benarivo and he went down. And the referee was quick to take it.
And of course,
he was waiting for it.
Right. And what happened to you after the game? Did you just cry in your hotel room?
I felt bad. You see, that's why this present Super Eagles, I have faith in them. But I'm not looking at semi-finals, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest.
Quarterfinals, right. They've done well.
Knockout.
No.
Let us dream, please.
Yes.
Let us dream.
Yeah.
Don't bust our
What I'm trying to say is the 1994 squad, we never, thought we'll go beyond where we got to.
Right.
It was after the game we started realizing, hey, why not? We could have gone further. Same thing happened to England in 1990. When they lost to Cameroon.
Right.
When they lost to England on penalties. They were still jubilating and clapping their hands, applauding people. But they actually had the potential to go further.
Right.
So this present team, everybody's playing the big team, although they're not getting regular playing time. I think, at the back of their mind, they're looking at the final prize. They're looking at the World Cup. It's behind their mind that they can win that World Cup. So that's one thing they have in the mind, they have going for them.
That's our show, guys. Hot Sports Locker Room Extra. It's the only show that goes behind the scenes. Super Ego camps and everything in between. I had the fantastic Austin Egwabon here. And can't wait. We'll get him again. Don't worry about it. Of course, Chuka Ezegbuna was here as well. Chuka does a great radio show. My name is Mr. Nokomi, guys. Good night.